Brandon, how's it going, man? Congratulations on the victory. I know you weren't happy with your performance, but have you had a chance now to just soak this in? It's been a long road for you to the UFC.
It's been a long road, man. That's not how I pictured my debut at all. You've watched me fight probably a lot of times, more than most. I don't know. I like to put on a show. I like to go do something crazy. I like to go, I don't know, try to be a star out there, man. It's a good time for me to go out there and be someone who I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? So I was a little disappointed with my effort for sure, and I definitely have to go back and look. But yeah.
How much did it help with Chris Gutierrez winning the fight a couple fights before? Did that sort of give you a boost heading into that fight?
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, oh, man, just be like I think I tell you this all the time, but being around stars, man, it just like elevates you, makes you want to do better. It makes you know that you're better, and it's just like it just that motivation you need. You know what I'm saying? I see my team do well, and it makes you want to do well. Not only makes you want to do well, but you're like, dang, I brush shoulders with this guy every day. Like he's out there doing that. Like why can't that be me out there? So it's kind of cool. Like I guess even like looking back and then fighting Tim Elliott and just being like, oh, I just won that fight, and then like you just not knowing before. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm like here and I got to win or whatever it is, like maybe like it can kind of break out my character a little bit and just motivate me a little more, you know?
Did it help at all that you guys trained a little bit in the past, just sort of knowing him already?
I didn't, like I said, I only trained with him like maybe like one or two times. He came in for a week, but I don't know, like it was maybe like 5 years ago. So I don't really remember him, and I'm sure he's grown and changed, and I definitely have between then and then too. So, I mean, it helps that I know that like a little bit of his tendencies, and I've watched so much footwork, or I mean, watched so much film work on him. So that's probably where like my main like help with that all came in.
And just two more quick ones for me. I know you guys probably won't fight each other, but did you see Casey Kenny this week? Just because I know you guys had fought before, and that was your last loss.
That was a great motivating thing. I was telling him because I got to hang out with him all like a little bit this week, man. Super cool kid. But that being said, is like when he knocked out that 35er for Alpha, I was probably his biggest fan in the world right there. When he got that knockout, I was like, probably going more nuts than he did. So.
And last one for me, how soon do you want to get back in there? Because I know you talked about having to go back to your job. I know fighting is what you want to do full time. Is that? Are you looking for sort of a quick turnaround here?
Yeah, I am, man. But I don't know. Like I got to go back and just kind of like reflect on myself a little bit because that's not how I want my UFC debut to go. And like I said, I just want to go out there and make myself better and make some big changes because I don't think that was the way to go about the UFC debut. You know.
Well, try and enjoy the victory tonight, Brandon. Again, first victory and, again, a stoppage win. Enjoy the win tonight.
Yes, sir.
We'll go next to Rodney Edgar with Cage Side Press. Your line is open.
All right, here we go. Can you hear me this time around, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Brandon. All right, cool, man. So afterwards, you told DC that you felt your performance wasn't that great. Let me tell you, the performance was outstanding. I think the reason you felt that way, I'm guessing, is because he was kind of all over you in the first round, and that's got to be frustrating, right? Did you get in there and did you think, like, because Tim Elliott has a really fast pace to begin with, but I felt that was even more fast and more urgency than we've seen from him in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, like, so in my head, I kind of thought he would probably shoot right off the bat, but I thought we'd probably exchange a little bit. But me getting taken down 4 seconds into the fight was not like how I pictured debut going. And like right when I got hit the mat, I'm like, shoot, is this how this is gonna go, kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? So that was going through my head right off the bat. And I don't know, man. Like I said, I just want to go out here and make some good money. I want to go out here and change my life a little bit. And I don't know. Like I said, but I'm glad you said that, man, because they're telling me to say, like, that was a good pace. But I felt so slow out there, and I felt like I wasn't scrambling the way I should scramble and all that stuff, you know? I'm happy with the win, but I'm not satisfied.
The pace was outstanding. And, you said that you didn't scramble well, but actually I wanted to talk about that finishing sequence. That was beautiful. So basically, when you went for the mount, it almost seemed like his last little bit of energy he had was to try to sweep you, and he almost got it, and then you reversed the position. And at that point, I saw his back just go flat on the mat, and I felt like I think the wind just went out of his sail right there. Did you feel like that was the moment? All right, I won this fight. I'm going to go ahead and finish it.
I think that's another thing I was really disappointed in is because I felt like I didn't have the head and arm choke as secured as I wanted to have it too. So I think when he tapped, it was a little bit more of like he just tapped because he was tired. Like I don't know. So that kind of was going through my head too. Is like. I felt like I didn't do my jiu-jitsu justice either. Like I didn't feel like I hit it the way I want to hit it. And like my head and arm choke, I think is a little bit money. And I just felt like that wasn't as there as I wanted it to be, you know?
He had some good defense on it, though. Go back and watch the fight. But last one for me. So another thing that's interesting that you said in your post-fight interview is that you have to go back to work next week. What does that mean? What do you do?
Did I say next week? I have to go to work tomorrow night, man. I have to go to work tomorrow night. I work overnight to train full time. So I work overnight, and then I go up, and then I have 2-hour session in the morning. I get like 4 hours of sleep. If I don't have strength and conditioning that night, I get 4 hours of sleep in the day, and I go right back to training at 5. So I train from I get off work at 8:30, go to work at 9 a.m. I go to the gym at 9 a.m. Get out of there at 12, and then if I don't have strength and conditioning, then I get to go home and go to bed, and then I go back to the gym at 5. So it's like a 30-minute drive home. Then I go sleep for maybe 3-4 hours, and then I go right back to the gym, and then I get ready for the day again. But if I have strength and conditioning, I have strength and conditioning from 1 to 2, and then I go sleep for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I go do it all over again, man. My life sucks, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
No, with that kind of commitment, you deserve whatever success you have. Congratulations again.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. It means a lot.
We'll go next to Heidi Fang with Las Vegas Journal. Your line is open.
Thank you. I just wanted to kind of follow up on that question about work. You said you work overnights, but what do you do for work?
What I do for work? So I used to work in the days. They switched my schedules around. But I work as a youth service specialist, which is like a fancy way to say I work with in the juvenile justice system. So I work with juvies. Colorado's a little different. So like maybe 14 to 20. So I work with like the juvenile hall detention center, I guess is what they call it.
Wow. How rewarding is that for you to have that sort of experience?
It's my favorite job. It sucks that I work overnight because you get to be less around the kids, and I could work overnight anywhere, but I had to switch to overnight because they changed the schedule. But work around those kids, man. I don't know. It's a different job, man. You have to have a lot of patience. One day I'll get called a bitch by a 16 or 17-year-old, and that kind of puts you in a place and levels you out again. But I don't know. It could be the most rewarding job. You learn a lot about these kids. You learn a lot, and I don't know, man. Not everybody has it the same, so it's enlightening, man. It's really cool to be around some of those kids and see how grateful they are for some of the little things, and just kind of, I don't know, gain that little bit of experience, man. So it's a really cool job. It's the coolest job I've ever had. After MMA, after UFC, if I'm ever able to quit this job and I can do MMA full time, I'll always go back to that job because I love it. It's super rewarding, and I think it's a job that's meant for me.
Last one for me. You seem to be like your own harshest critic, I guess you could say, type of a perfectionist. Where do you get that work ethic from? Was there someone that inspired you that way, or was it just the way that you were built?
So I don't know, but like my mom is like the hardest working person I've ever met my whole entire life. She works tirelessly, man. My mom went from like being a grocery store bagger when I was younger to running multiple stores. My mom changed her life. It's really cool because I like when I started off. When I was like young, we were in a single apartment together, a family of 4 in a single apartment together. My parents just built their house, had their house built from scratch, maybe like 4 years back. So I'm around like amazing parents. I grew up with amazing parents, hard work ethic. They changed their life. And as far as that, man, you see people who like broke the cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so like that's why it's cool working in the juvenile justice system. It's like hopefully you see some kids that can break their cycle there. You see some kids with extreme talent, and just they need a little bit more belief in themselves. But that being said, my parents are just those two people. Grew up really poor. We lived in a 4-bedroom. All 4 of us lived in a 1-bedroom apartment together. And like I said, a couple years back, they just built their own house from scratch. So I'm surrounded by amazing people.
Amazing. Thank you so much.